This is my research methods assignment 1. There are 2 types of research. One is qualitative and one is quantitative. Qualitative is to do with words, so you're getting a written report or written answer. It allows people to give their own opinion on the matter without you giving them answers. It can make analysing data more useful. An example of qualitative research would be analysing the effect of different sports drinks on performances. This could be taken qualitatively by asking players why they prefer a certain type of drink. An example of qualitative data, collecting qualitative data, is an interview. It could be structured, semi-structured or unstructured. An unstructured interview would be more useful for collecting qualitative data, as it allows you and the client to open up and go off the point if the research you want initially wasn't correct. The less structured, the more flexible it can be, basically. It can potentially be biased if you build up a relationship with the person you're interviewing, and they might not want to give out all the data one-on-one because they might feel pressured. You can also assess the body language of the client. Another example is a focus group. A focus group is effectively an interview with more than one person. It's the same positives and same negatives, apart from people might be less confident speaking in front of more other people, or vice versa. They might be more confident if there's others around them. It's more difficult to build up a relationship as there's more other people in the room, so you can't just focus on the one person. But also not all participants may be as useful as the others, as some might open up more. Observations are very opinionated. It's basically assessing something from the outside, so for example watching a training session go on or watching a game. So it's all down to opinion effectively, because someone might see something differently as you do, which means you can get the wrong understanding. Quantitative data, unlike qualitative, uses more statistics and numbers. It's easy to conduct and analyse. You can get more answers. However, the data you get can be less useful, as it's either numbers or placed on a chart or something. So answers could be more vague and there's no opinions. There are 3 ways of conducting it. You can use questionnaires, field-based data collection and lab-based data collection. An example of quantitative data would be, for example, getting the most common injuries in sport. You could give out a questionnaire to all sport participants and get them to fill out what injuries they have had over the past 5 or 10 years. A questionnaire, it can either be done online through email or it can be done on a pen and paper. Usually involves tick box answers or maybe placing it on a scale of 1 to 10. It's not the response isn't too in-depth, but you can get a large sample size that's quick and easy to do, and it can be done by any age or any ability. It also means people can remain anonymous, so they might give information out that they wouldn't have if they were talking face to face with you. Field-based data collection is collecting data in an environment which sport would be played. So for an example, a training game, watching a training game and counting the amount of passes someone makes or the amount of kicks someone does in rugby. It's very cheap to do, but however it can be effective if someone knows that they're being watched. There's low internal validity, but has a high ecological validity. Lab-based data collection is effectively the same thing, but instead of being out in the open, you're, as it says in the title, more in a lab or somewhere confined where the variables can be controlled. You can only measure a specific variable that you go out to get, and it's hard to get other data which can be good or it can be negative. It can be quite expensive to do, as you might need equipment, and it's not very lifelike. So the positives of qualitative are it allows opinions, you can get more specific answers, and it's easier to analyse. And the positives of quantitative, it's quick and easy to collect, easy to get lots of data, and can be done by, as I said, any age or any ability. Negatives of qualitative, data can be too slow to collect, can be slow to analyse, or people might not want to express their opinions. And negatives of quantitative is people can express opinions if not listed, and then the analysis can be too vague and might not prove the hypothesis correct or incorrect.